buying Seagate's probably about 6 years ago.
I still use a zip drive. I zip that shit up. Yep.
Cool.
I work out.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Game Day Battle, where Cleveland sports news meets biased and outspoken opinion. We've got a partial Game Day crew here. Brett is tending to some family business, so hope it all works out well, Brett.
Yep.
And we'll have you back next week. This week, though, we got DST.
What's up?
Ramon Torres, I'm Mike Glass. We've got a number of topics that we want to kind of dive into today. We're going to start off in Cleveland and in Ohio, then sort of branch out a little bit because there's a lot of fun stuff going on outside of this state. First off, we've got the Browns. We're going to look back at that game, but we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. I know DST's got some angst to spill.
I do.
But we're going to look also ahead at a game we might be able to win, which is Arizona. Solinger didn't show up, didn't play the game, and we lost. And we're kind of a little uncertain about that, so we're going to have a few words. McCoy's head, we're going to hit that. Gilbert's letter. The cold weather action going on with the Indians. There's actually some fun stuff to talk about. Also, there's been a big money contract in the MLB, or perhaps not big money, depending on who you talk to, Ramon. And we're gonna bat that around along with some other stuff in the NFL. All right, so the Browns and the Steelers, never a fun encounter. We win every once in a great while. Yeah.
Coon's age, I think, is the term.
That's about it. So none of us here were foolish enough to predict the Browns win. Not even Ramon, who has been historically a pretty happy fan, I guess, to support the team even in losing days, but not anymore, man.
No, I don't know what's going on.
Did you find that the team at least showed up? I mean, they played hard. It wasn't like we got blown out.
They played hard to a certain extent. I thought after the second half, we were lost. Like, soon as that third quarter hit, Ben Roethlisberger was back in the game, and all of a sudden we couldn't even touch the guy. We had penetration the whole game, the first half, and all of a sudden we can't even touch the dude with a jacked up leg, and he can't scramble nowhere. Like, I don't understand. And then he's getting time to throw the ball. I'm like, this is crazy. I couldn't watch no more. I don't know what's going on with this team. Really don't. I'm at a point right now that I don't even know if I want to even watch these guys anymore. Like, it's sad. There's guys, people go out there and pay to watch this, and this is the kind of stuff you put up.
Crap,
like,
year
how
in,
dare they?
I'm just saying.
How dare they?
How dare
sad,
they?
and they still asking big money prices to go watch these clowns do nothing. Like, I don't want to see that.
Well, they do a lot of stuff. They promise a lot. They're good at giving the promises.
It's just poor coaching and poor play.
You're done all the way around, top to bottom.
Yeah, it's just sad, man. It's
Al's
sad.
Holmgren?
Huh?
Al's Holmgren?
I don't know if it's Holmgren's fault. I think it's his. Matter of fact, I think it is his fault for hiring a first-year coach when he should have went and got a veteran. So in that aspect, I think it's his fault. But as for players and all the other stuff that's out there now, it's not his fault because that's a head coach's job to put those guys on the field, you know. But
well, you know, W's matter. That's the most important stat of any game. But let's just look at the stats. I mean, they both had about 20 first downs. Now they had a lot more yards than us, but I mean, we had a total of 304 yards. It's a good NFL offense. It's a good NFL offensive showing. Our defense perhaps maybe could have stepped up, but I mean, how can you argue with 304 yards, 206 through the air? I know we that we pass too much when we all want them to run more, but that to me on paper says things are working. Not the end result, but things are working. The problem is we get into the red zone and we shut down. We had a couple opportunities, I think two.
If we can get there.
If we can get there, right. And we don't have that long ball or long run sort of offensive weapon that will get us into the end zone from anywhere else outside of the 20. So we're really, really suffering in the ability to score points. I pin that on coaching. You got to look at the coaches for being able to make adjustments, being able to make things happen, and then you've also got to look at the key players, your playmakers. They are called playmakers because they make plays when it matters and where it matters. And McCoy, MCCOY, none of them are happening. None of them are making it happen. And just look at the targets versus receptions. This is the thing I've been harping on for a few weeks now. Greg Little again, 6 targets, 2 receptions. It's just, yeah, you can't do that.
Done.
Yeah, and then you've got McCoy, I know better, 7 and 3, 7 targets, 3 receptions, and then Moore, he gets thrown the ball, he only missed one of them, and so maybe that is, for me at least, the biggest problem of this entire offense.
And that's it, man. It is our offense. I can't blame our defense at all for this game because they were the one shining spot. They held us in this game the whole game. They had that key fourth down stop when they tried to feed it to Mendenhall 4 straight times on the goal line. Props to our guys for that. Our defensive line has been our weak spot all year long. They kept getting us the ball back. They took Ben Roethlisberger out of the game. All we had to do was just put together any sort of offense, and we would have been in this ball game. And you're not seeing it, and you're not going to see it. Because as Mike said, there are no offensive playmakers on this football team at all. And if you don't have any of those, you're not going to win any football games. Let's take a look at our quarterback of the future, Colt MCCOY. 18 for 35, 209 yards, 0 TDs, 2 picks. I mean, how long do we make excuses for this guy? I'm tired of making excuses. He's not making NFL caliber throws. I'm tired of seeing his F-150 commercial. It's the most annoying thing I've ever seen on the face of the earth. And, this is a West Coast offense, and we're supposed to pass the ball, and he's not the kind of quarterback or leader that we need to run this football team. Peyton Hillis, 10 carries for 25 yards. Yeah, dude, let's get you a new contract, bro. That ain't happening. You're not going to go anywhere next season anywhere because nobody's paying for 2.1 yards per carry, dude. You're a joke. You ruined our season, and now you're trying to creep back in towards the end and act like that you should be a part of this ball club. It's disgusting, and it's insulting, and I think you should be out of Cleveland. Sorry for any Browns fans who are still on your bandwagon. Hardesty, this guy's done. I mean, seriously, people are trying to blame our offensive line all the time for 14 weeks. Don't tell me that. Our offensive line couldn't have produced holes for one play. These guys, these professional athletes, Hardesty can't break one, can't get outside. The defenses that we face don't make mistakes or leave holes. It's ridiculous. If these guys are caliber athletes, you make plays. Okay, you're a consistent athlete when you have weapons like an offensive line who consistently give you holes. But, I mean, these guys should still be able to flash some kind of anything, and we're not seeing it at all, dude. Listen to our Facebook question of the week, and that actually came from BLO. He's our top Facebook poster, and he asked, he heard Shannon Sharp say on a pregame show that the Browns should trade their 2 first-round picks to the Colts for Andrew Luck. Good move or bad move? So, Mike, I know you usually ask the questions, but I'm throwing this one your way, and I want to know what you think about that. And before you do that, I just want to let you know a quick history on Mike Holmgren, is that when he came into Green Bay, he's a quarterback kind of guy. They got Brett Favre. They built the whole team around that guy. Won a Super Bowl. Went to Seattle, made moves to get Matt Hasselbeck right off the rip. They didn't win a Super Bowl, but they got to one of them, and they were one game away from another one. Holmgren wants a quarterback. It's clearly not Colt MCCOY. Do you think this is a move they could make? You know what? If the opportunity is there, I absolutely think that this move should be made. If Indianapolis is dumb enough to give up the #1 pick, I think that if Indianapolis is smart, they're going to take this quarterback. Manning's already said, and maybe it's just for the media, I don't care, it's fine, do whatever you want to do. And he's a competitor. He's going to go in there and he's going to compete and he's going to run the offense. There's no way Andrew Luck is going to come into this team and in the first 2 years beat out Peyton Manning. There is a chance, I guess, that Indianapolis looks at this as their very first opportunity to get a couple of really good offensive weapons. Absolutely. For Peyton Manning to throw to. A quarterback that they don't need. Right. So if they were to do that, there's no way the Browns would turn it down. And if they did, we should all go down there and absolutely pull them out and beat the hell out of them. Every single Browns fan gets one punch. Yeah. But I don't think it's going to happen. If it did, absolutely pull the trigger, go for it, do it, and get the quarterback of the future for us. And it's clear that the Colts are probably going to want to move that pick because they clearly have issues all over the field that they need to address. And what better way to do that than with 2 first-round picks that are going to be, not too far behind one. That are probably one's going to be, I think, either 5 or 6, 4 or 5, and then the other one I think we picked up from Atlanta last year, and they're probably middle of the road. So you're looking at like a 4 and a 15-round pick for the #1. That's pretty good. But they also could be looking at it as sort of like an Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre type deal, where they bring in a guy who they know is going to be a pro and let him hold the clipboard for 3 years, and that's probably when Peyton Manning's career will be about done. And And that's where I think they got to be looking at it. And I think that at absolute minimum, I think they'll take Andrew Luck if they can. They'll take him,
and then 1 year from now, do you think his value is decreased if he's held the clipboard for Peyton Manning?
No.
Don't get too.
Don't do that.
Well, here's an option for quarterback, Cobb, because Arizona might not be wanting him back as well
he's
as
done in the NFL.
He can do nothing with Larry Fitzgerald. He can do nothing with us, man.
Well, exactly, but I'm just using this to kind of talk about the game that's coming up because Arizona
that was a good segue.
Thank you. It's on the Arizona is on the horizon here. We've got them up Sunday, and we are in Arizona. So yes, you guys can all laugh, but we have to travel. We've got to travel a long ways, and it's a whole different climate. It's different to play there. You can throw the ball. It's warm, and they're going to throw the ball. And this quarterback that is filling in for Cobb is doing the job. He's won what I think 3 of the last 4, 2 or 3 or something. Yeah,
Skelton?
Yeah. He hasn't been a great quarterback, but they've been winning games. So, at any rate, let's just talk a little bit about Arizona. They are 20th overall in the NFL in passing yards. They are 22nd in rushing yards. Now, their defense is no better. 23rd against the pass and 19th against the rush. That's a little bit below average, but I look at them as kind of an average team that has ups and downs. They can beat us. They lost a lot of games early on, and they've won, I think, 3 in a row now. And that's what we got to contend with. Where are you going to put your money? Give me some numbers.
I didn't really do a lot of research on this game because I'm kind of vomiting Cleveland Browns football right now. But I am going to give the Browns this win. I think coming off Pittsburgh and going to play a shoddy Arizona team, we might be able to pull out a W here. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to try to be optimistic. But I got the Browns 27, Arizona 24. Go Browns.
Wow. That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
Where are they going to come from? People in the stands?
I don't know.
Touchdowns for us or something?
I'm hoping that maybe this is one of those Vegas games.
All right.
Ain't nobody really betting on Cleveland.
Ain't nobody picking Cleveland. I don't even know what the line is on it, but I'm sure it's not pretty. All right, Ramon, if you got to put your money on some numbers, throw them out.
I'm going to go with another Browns loss here. Obviously, this offense doesn't know right from wrong. Colt McCoy, I wish that he would sit out, maybe put Seneca in. He looked kind of good at them 2 possessions he got to be in.
1 for 1, 2 weeks in a row.
Right, and he looked crisp out there. I don't know why they didn't leave him in, but that's neither here or there. I got us losing, like I just said. We don't have no answers for those guys, and they like to throw the ball, and I don't think we can handle that. So I got us losing 24-10, since we don't even know how to score more than 10 points.
Wow. All right. Well, I give us a little bit more of a showing than we've had, and we played some tough defenses. We really, really have, and we
played them every year.
Well, no, I understand, but I'm saying that you can look at our horrible showing in offense, and I credit at least the lack of points to some very good defenses. We played against Pittsburgh. We played against their offense. We moved the ball against their offense. We couldn't get in the end zone, fine. We can get it in the end zone, or at least get some field goals out of this Arizona defense. So I'm throwing a ton of field goals on the board here. 19-22. Yeah, do the math. It works out. That's a touchdown for Cleveland and 2 touchdowns for Arizona and a slew of field goals beyond that. We've got 2 offenses that do not work very well. We've got 2 defenses that can show up when they need to. And Cleveland, we'll talk about it probably next week, but that whole #1 passing rating, it's a bunch of crap because it really, really is.
You must be reading my mind because I was thinking the same thing. It's like, if you know you're going to run and they only pass once and you block it, then you're #1 against the pass.
Yeah, we're horrible against the run because people can just run it all the time on us and you don't need to pass. So, at any rate, 19-22, and I would love to share your optimism, and I wanted to. If we were playing at home, maybe I would, but I'm not going to, so 19-22.
All right.
And Brett thinks the Browns are going to win 74-3.
All right, good call, Brett.
All right.